So this video is for anyone who's ever posted something online, because the moment that you create content and you upload it, you're bound to get an email or a message from someone or some entity that wants to control your stuff more than Leslie Knope. And it's not to say that that's a bad thing, right? But what I want to bring up is two examples of what to avoid from something known as a multi-channel network and this other thing known as an Instagram pledge. So I'll start off with this message that I got from a rapper named NBA Youngboy, who kind of has to go by Youngboy Never Broke Again because, well, a lawsuit, and he never wants to go broke. Here's the thing though, I knew of this guy, right? So it piqued my interest when I got a message from this dude because I had listened to some of his songs. I had followed some of the things that he had done. I was also aware that he was in jail the moment I got this message. See, in 3rd grade, my teacher, Mrs. Paremba, taught me a little thing known as context clues, so not seeing a verified checkmark led me to realize that this was just a clone account. Some random dude had just copied all of the posts and re-uploaded it to pass as this guy. Now, I found this interesting because this isn't the first time I had seen something like this done. It was like a couple months back, there was an interview with a kid who actually does this for a living. He even got interviewed after his fake Chance the Rapper tweet popped off, and he pretty much talked about how he's making 5 figures easily off of these fake accounts. Pretty much the moment that you're able to create a following, be it, because you're duping people, because you're pretending to be another person, or you do the follow for follow, the moment that you have an audience, right, you have a following, that makes you advertiser friendly. So now you can do sponsored posts, now you can sell the accounts and switch the name. There's so many things out there to do with this type of hustle, if that's what you want to call it. But the thing is that when you try to involve me, I'm gonna have to play along. So I responded to this account, right? And I started asking, what does he have to offer? Who else has he helped out? Health benefits. And I'm one of those that the moment that you start like messaging me, sort of like an overly attached ex-girlfriend, I'm not gonna take you seriously. Of course, I had to inquire how someone can promise me 1 million followers when they only had 60,000. So when I asked him why he wasn't messaging me off of his verified account, like his real account, he pretty much told me that he created this duplicate for business, but he assured me that he was in fact NBA Youngboy. Probably the funniest part of the conversation was when I asked him to verify that he was a real guy and to just message me off of the other account, to which he eloquently told me I was being weird, bro, cause pretending to be another dude and re-uploading their picture so you can talk to other dudes ain't. Sadly, my negotiations with Mr. NBA Youngboy didn't go through, but I did continue scoping out to see why these people were pretending to be him, what their goal was. Because I noticed that as he was gaining followers through this account, right, as he was duping people into liking these copycat posts, ever so often, as he was pretending to be NBA Youngboy, he would give a shout out to the real guys who were running this account. And seeing that I had followed this account, I would see him do this multiple times, right? He would post this thing like, oh, look at these guys who I just stumbled upon. Yo, check them out. Make sure that you're following them because NBA Youngboy is looking out to see if you're following them. Then he'll delete it and pretend like he rediscovered these guys weeks or months later. Here's the problem with that, is that the people who you're saying you're stumbling upon are the freaking links in your bio. But you'll see a lot of these people out there, right, pretending to be something that they're not. And you'll also get people who aren't pretending to be someone famous, but they'll have like a fraction of the followers you have, and they'll pretend like they have something to offer when they really don't. And I get like a dozen of those a day. But what's crazier, right, is when you take this formula of hustling, of trying to do people, and you incorporate it into corporations. That's where this thing known as a multi-channel network comes in, which is pretty much like a third-party provider that's supposed to offer these services. And while I don't want to say that they're all terrible, that they're all bad, right? Some I believe are good people. It stands that as a corporation, you have the power to do scummier things that a kid on social media isn't able to do. See, the point of these networks is to help creators out. They're supposed to help with copyrights, thumbnails, tagging, promotions, things that can help you, just focus on your content while they worry about all of the other stuff. That, of course, means that they're going to ask for a percentage of your revenue, and you got to ask yourself the question if it's worth it or not. I personally have never signed up for one, right? But throughout the years, I've gotten dozens upon dozens of emails letting me know and informing me on what they have to offer. I've gotten emails asking me to sign like a 2-year contract, something that was like non-negotiable. It had to be 2 years that I was locked under them. I've had others ask for 60% of my revenue that's on top of what Google was taking. Heck, I've gotten some people who have told me, right, that I needed to sign on with a multi-channel network, theirs specifically, of course, or else I wasn't going to grow, that I would not be able to expand, that I wouldn't be able to reach 100,000 subscribers without them. I'm still here, bro. I don't doubt that they can get stuff done, and I'm sure the bigger you are as a creator, you know, the more leeway you have in these contracts and stuff and negotiations. But I'm talking about the smaller channels out there, because as I was growing, I didn't have anyone to tell me this, right? I was able to luckily figure it out by myself, but I wish someone laid it out for me, because I know that there are a lot of people out there who get duped. See, when you sign on to a multi-channel network, there's two things that they can do, right? Become an affiliate channel that helps you manage, or become the owner and operator of your channel. And this is from YouTube itself. Like, they literally have a page devoted to letting you know that you don't actually need an MCN to be successful, but that if you do decide to sign up for one, make sure you don't get screwed. Because when you give them access, when you sign everything over, they own everything. Your videos, analytics, revenue, they control everything that you have going on in your channel. So even if you were to leave them, those videos you published with them are theirs. Any videos where you use those services like royalty-free music or thumbnails, they can copyright strike you. So even if it was a 2-year contract, or heck, a no-year contract, you're kind of bound to them. For me, one of the things that always stood out when they would send me these emails is how they would like try to entice you with like a bigger name, like, yo, we got this name and you can be in the same network that helps this really big creator. And I would just be like, why are you messaging me then? How are you going to give me that devotion then? And then I started doing this little thing called maths. The reason they care about small channels so much is because they're more susceptible to signing up, right? They're happy that someone's even noticing them. And it doesn't matter that this small channel is only making like, let's say $1 a month, because for them that's still 60 cents a month. And if they've duped at least 100,000 of the millions upon millions of new users who keep getting added onto the platform, then when you multiply that 100,000 users to the 60 cents they're making a month and total it for the year, those small channels are making them bank. Again, that's if it's only 100,000 people who got signed. Say it's less, cut that by half. You're also assuming that those channels are only making $1, right? But again, you just got to ask yourself the question. Is it like an actor who signs that contract? Is it like the artist who signs on the dotted line and eventually it is going to help you, right? It's going to give you that exposure and the things that you need to grow. Or are you selling your soul? I do find it interesting that as YouTube grows, you don't even see these things being called MCNs anymore. Sometimes there will be ones that overemphasize the fact that they're not a multi-channel network, which is like an alien trying to convince you that it's not human. But there are some, right, that are trying to kind of change the mold and not say that there's a contract and not say that there is a fee, you know, percentage that they need to take away from you. But you still got to ask, are they helping you? Like, there's one that I know is offering like a $7.99 deal a month, and they're pretty much telling you, we won't take the 60% like MCNs will. We're just going to do $7.99 to provide you the tools that we need. Bro, that is way more than 60 cents. All I'm saying is that you got to be careful, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to reach out to you, tell you that they want to help you, try to entice you, when really it's a business. Just look at a lot of these MCNs that have made $1 million deals with bigger corporations, right? And when you're dealing with people like Disney and Comcast, they're going to have their strict rules and how things should be run. Hence the apocalypse and the whole debacle that happened with that, and them trying to control a creator and what they were doing, right? Luckily, that creator ended up fine. He's still doing okay, just getting by. But I'm still surprised that he only has 61 million subscribers. I'm not saying you have to go the Pied Piper way and be independent, because if you can strike a good deal, strike that deal. If you can get a good partnership, get that partnership. Work with influencers who you trust and, you know, you have a good relationship with. Work with the people that you trust, because there's going to be a lot of people who come out saying that they're going to help you. But if they're starting off things with a lie, ignore them, right? It's something that I wish someone had told me growing as I was building my channel, and I just wanted to make something to look out for you guys, because I care about you guys. I want to make sure that you guys are doing well. Which is why for a limited time, you can sign up to the exclusive A to Z network. And then, of course, Friday, the release of my most anticipated movie of the year.
Most anticipated movie of the year?
God's Not Dead 3.
Oh my God, they're making another one? This weekend? where? Like, is it getting...
Yeah, anywhere you want to go, man. Go to drive it and see it. Anywhere.
But I'm saying, like, I know they just released some movie that went to #4 about some Christian rock song.
I Can Only Imagine, yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I Can Only Imagine.
Is the name of the movie? You're not
Yes.
just saying you can't believe that. Like,
Oh, I've made those jokes already. Yeah.
okay, all right.